them say, there's no telling where the guys will take you. Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice, cause we already warned you. Better watch out, it's gonna ruin the plot. Real spoilers. Real spoilers. Real spoilers.
Broadcasting from the lush but not lavish studios located in the basement of the O'Keefe Institute for Advanced Film Snarkitude, this is Real Spoilers, episode 904, The Odyssey!
I was surprised to see a movie made about a company that owns a couple of hundred radio stations.
Just that.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting story,
Odyssey.
right? It's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
What is Matt Damon, the program director?
Yeah. He gets
What a bait
fired.
and switch.
Gets
I'd
fired
watch-
10 minutes in.
I'd watch that movie.
He should have, Christopher Nolan should have just released that. The Odyssey, no trailer, nothing, just, white text on
Yeah.
black background.
Yeah.
And people going, it's a radio document or,
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's FM. You guys don't even remember that movie.
I remember FX.
Yeah. it was
You're better off not remembering
Yeah,
FM if
Okay,
you
no,
say.
I've never seen FM.
Great soundtrack, though.
Yes.
They
And
get you sometimes.
and they made the knockoff TV show version of it, WKRP. So
which is gold.
which is
Oh.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So which also has a great soundtrack, which is why it's so hard to find.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, they use like real songs on there, and then like basically killed it
Yeah.
for syndication because the way they worked. This is why it was shot on video. If you shot on video back then, you paid a lower music licensing fee because it was designed for
Music videos?
for variety programs.
Ah.
Right? And so they basically had the rights to to use the songs like three or four times. So they'd get the original air, a repeat, and then like once in syndication, and then
That's it.
that
That's
would be it.
crazy they had
And
the
then-
rights for
And then
that
they
view.
never even thought about home video
course
back
not.
then. Like nobody cared, and now streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And so like
Jeez.
for so many years, if you watch WKRP, they'd have to swap out all these songs, and they were using like big name songs. And,
Sure.
And the other problem they would run into is really hard to do music swaps because they worked at a radio station, so a lot of times they were literally saying the name and artist.
Yeah.
So like
Coming at you now.
right, so they couldn't just like pull it out.
Right.
So
So they had a bunch of studio musicians do sound-alike
Yeah.
versions of this.
Uh-huh.
For when Johnny Fever first gets rid of the elevator music and goes to rock and roll format, he plays a Ted Nugent song.
yeah,
But if you saw it in the non-real music version, it was like a
Ted Nugget.
horrible sound-alike version that people would go, what song is that? That's track 6 on the generic album.
in fairness, Ted Nugent is also horrible.
Yes.
I gotta tell you,
And then-
Stranglehold is a good song.
He's
terrible.
So is Great White Buffalo.
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah.
It was Stranglehold.
Yeah.
that they
Yeah,
played.
Stranglehold is a fan, but he's a scumbag.
But then a little funny asterisk to that, they like 60 episodes in, they do a clip show
Okay.
and they flash back to that. And for years, they forgot to swap out the music.
That's funny.
Oh.
So they kept playing the Ted Nugent song if you watched the clip show, but not episode one.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then when it came out on home video, first on VHS and then eventually on DVD, it had the fake music in there
Yeah.
until somebody, I think it was Shout
Shout
Factory.
Factory
went-
has a version that
They are always that
has
company.
about 90% of the music.
That
Yeah, they
company
reinstated a
for a
lot of it.
while had no problem spending the money to make to keep things in their original form.
Yeah.
And now they might be about to go away
I think they are.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
because their site is gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
But,
they had a
like-
big clearance sale where like everything
Yeah,
was slashed.
and
Yeah.
everything was moved to Grub. Grub now
Oh.
sells all their
Mm.
stuff.
Is
That's
it Grub? I thought it was
Universal.
Groove.
Is that what it is?
I thought it was
It could be.
pronounced I don't know.
GRUV.
I've only ever read it. I just assume that's.
Did it have an umlaut?
It did not have an umlaut.
Okay.
But and there's also, while we're talking KRP, because this is what people tuned in
That's
for,
exactly right.
there's a guy on the internet who sells a bootleg version of
Mhm.
it, and he's replaced all the music. And I will say this, as someone who has a Shout Factory version and that, the video quality is almost identical because it was shot on video. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It like
You can clean it up as much as you want,
but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And so if you buy that bootleg version, it has 100% of the music. And I think there's actually a few scenes that aren't on the DVD version because they're using the syndicated versions and they would cut some scenes so they could sell more commercials.
Of course. I have Beavis and the original run of Beavis and Butthead on the Plex server. But it has all the original music videos.
Yeah.
And they took those out for a while.
For a long time.
A long time. But yeah, having the original music videos in there is the best.
And he also on his site has a version of the new WKRP.
Oh, how's that?
It's awful. And I did watch all of it.
Of course.
Because I can't help myself.
Of course.
But it's not very good. But there are, if you ever want to go down that rabbit hole, it's worth going through and just picking out the episodes where original cast members show up. So
Oh, that's fun.
I mean, like Herb Tarlick's on every episode, Les Nessman, Arthur Carlson, they're all on every. But you do get episodes where like Venus Flytrap shows up. Johnny Fever shows up a lot. He does about 20 episodes throughout. It's like 3-season run.
But no Lonnie.
No, she shows up twice.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
She
and
wasn't-
brings Burt Reynolds along with her.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
See, she was married to Burt Reynolds,
She
right?
was.
Yeah.
She was. So I guess let's go around the table and introduce ourselves.
This is Paul.
This is Joe.
This is Kevin.
And this is Tom. Before we dig in, shameless plugs. Don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast, you can find us. While you're there, be sure and follow us so you never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review.
They did. Oh, yeah. We have 2.
Whoa.
Oh, let's delay the
Hey.
start of this conversation even
Or
longer.
do we want to read them?
One of them.
Oh. Oh.
Why does Tom keep talking about old-timey television shows?
This one's a 1-star review from Good Humor Fan. A few guys making jokes and noises that mean nothing to anyone else. If you like noises and jokes with inside references, hey dudes, stop the chicken clucks. Hey, Good Humor, go yourself. Yeah.
There we go.
Do I have to censor that?
No.
Yeah. No, we want to make him listen to a chicken noise.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Censor the first one, but not the second one.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
This one also, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this because it's a bunch of gibberish as the username. This is a 5-star review.
Oh.
Can you try
okay.
to
So
pronounce these?
we're at 2.5 stars.
Yes, correct. Yeah, law of averages. No,
I like it when you try to pronounce them.
no, because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, like the last 4 letters is Sith. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
Let's call
This
them
is one of my most played podcasts. The episodes are informative and funny. Even when I disagree with their opinions, I still find it fun to listen to, as they aren't toxic or closed-minded like so many other shows. Great show. Keep up the great work. P.S. I thought Mandalorian and Grogu was very good, but I agree with some of your points on issues with the film.
There you go. So there's someone that likes it.
We're batting 500.
We got one.
They get all of our inside jokes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And they love our noises.
They do love our noises.
And so
Worked very hard on that noise. Good Humor Fan.
while you are on the internets,
Yes.
you can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Real Spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group. It's called the League of Show Sharers. We are hoping you will share a show. People who were kind enough to share a show last week include Brendan McGuckin, Librarian Cynthia, Gus Boutisi, and Joe.
An episode I wasn't on.
Joe, well, yeah. So he said it was his favorite. He was like, "You guys have never been
He
better."
only listens and shares, I think, when Joe's not on the episode.
Wow.
Yes, he does.
He's like, "I don't like his potty mouth. I don't like the
Yeah,
chicken noises."
I learned it from watching you.
Actually, he's like, I hate chicken noises. And when he's not on, it was funny because when I was editing the one without Joe, and it was an Evil Dead episode,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, there's like 4 curse words to edit.
Sorry.
That's no, you don't have to be
You weren't
sorry.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Without you.
There.
Instead of, yeah, there's been 4 in the intro.
Yeah. Jason Aldridge, Ralph Tribble, Glenn Cougar, Mellon Brewer, Gabriel Lugo, Michael Tokovic, Lane Levanway, Richard Krotzer, Tom Dowdy, Tammy Lynn Powers Betts. I made her plural
You
early.
did.
Yeah, or possessive, depending on your opinion of apostrophes. I'm Irish, so we like them. Chris Magic Man, Heather Sachs, Geek to Me Radio, Ronnie Castle, In Session Film, Ryan Terry, Mike and Oscar, Nostalgia Cast, and Colby Mack. So thank you very much for sharing an episode. You can also subscribe to our Patreon. Patreon.com/Real Spoilers, $5 a month. You get ad-free episodes. You get all sorts of bonus content. Do we ever put up MacGruber?
Not yet.
Nope.
They're clamoring for it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And we like you extra. And then, of course, don't forget you can watch all of these over on the YouTubes. So
And
anyway,
leave us kind comments, but only kind comments. I would hate to hear you say anything negative.
Yeah, God forbid.
how could you? You're so.
I gotta tell you, listen to
so
that Evil Dead
delightful.
episode. I was like coming out of my skin
Oh,
because
well.
I was like, what? No, this is a thing.
That's
and
what
this is-
happens. That's what happens when you're not on the episode, Joe.
This is what happens when you get cyclosuplore or whatever the hell it's called.
That's what happens when you force us to see Evil Dead and don't show up.
I gotta tell you, I didn't like. In my
Me and
defense,
Tom are like, "Oh, the invite looks delightful," and Joe's like, "Oh, Evil Dead."
but
The Invite was great.
was it good?
Yeah, it was.
It's great.
Okay.
One of the best movies of the year. so far.
Really?
Is that right?
I agree.
Did Olivia Wilde direct that as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's
Okay.
2 for 3.
What's the second one?
Don't worry, darling. Was the
That's the
I
man
didn't-
one.
yeah? I didn't. hate
That
the
one's
other
not
one.
great.
It's
That's
okay.
I liked
but
it.
It's not as profound as it thinks.
Oh, that's
it
right.
is.
Yes.
Were you on? No, you weren't.
I don't think so.
No, we
Yeah.
talked
the-
about it though.
yeah.
What's the one that you liked?
Booksmart.
Oh,
Booksmart is
Booksmart was like the best
Fantastic.
comedy of the year.
so funny.
It's one of the few movies I actually went and saw in the theater twice.
Yeah, that movie was
I
great.
love Booksmart.
Yeah.
That movie was great.
So good.
So
Okay.
good.
Well, I'm excited to see that one eventually. Then
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there's all that. Let's dig in.
Now this is movie making, baby.
it's funny because I see this movie and obviously it's incredible. It's Christopher Nolan. It's an epic, and I go, man, they just don't make them like this anymore. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't think they ever made them like this.
No, I think
Christopher-
they
well,
did.
But I mean, there were epic movies, but Christopher Nolan is doing things that you couldn't do before, and like with his budget and with technology and the things that you can do. Like, I mean, it's just he is making movies on a scale and in a practical way. that
when
you
I
just-
found out that pig scene was practical,
Yeah.
I was blown
But
away.
I mean, I think that they used to make movies. I mean, Lawrence of Arabia,
it's-
right? Like,
I mean, it's epic.
but
it's
like,
great, but
that was a technological achievement
Yeah,
for its day.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
downplaying cinema. I'm not saying it just started this year, but I'm just saying that like this guy has a budget and he's doing things practically, which they could do with, let's say they did them with miniatures, or like for the Whirlpool thing, they could do that in a tiny pool and make it look big or whatever. And he goes and gets guys on jet skis
Isn't that wild?
to create a whirlpool and film it in the ocean. Like, I mean, it's just like he is doing things that no one would ever
Wait,
take.
wait,
must have been
wait.
so
Whoa.
dizzy.
I missed this explanation.
Yeah.
They did what with who?
They got
Yeah.
guys on
so
jet skis.
that whirlpool you see when they try to go around it,
Yeah.
you think like, oh well, that's got to be CG. Christopher Nolan uses CG, but very minimally. It's like,
I believe
okay, well
that's
that
called
one.
the Scylla, right?
Uh,
Scylla
this-
and
Correct.
Charybdis.
Yes.
Charybdis. however you say
Charybdis
it.
is the monster.
I only know it because they sing it in a police song.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. But no, Christopher Nolan goes and he gets guys on jet skis to make a whirlpool, and then I guess just edits them out or whatever. But he can't even have like a whirlpool off to the
I know,
side
yeah,
be
right.
CG. No. I mean, so I'm just
Really, overhead of the toilet would have done it.
right. But that's what I mean, though, right? So like back in the
But
day,
they were in Australia.
Ah,
and
damn
again,
it,
it was
damn
wrong.
it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked.
Then
It
he had to
would've
use CGI to make it
Yeah.
go
the,
the
op-
right
the opposite way.
But like, so filmmakers back in the day would use miniatures or whatever, and sure, it's innovative and looked fine for the time, whatever. But Christopher Nolan now is doing things on a scale where he's like, well, we're just gonna do
Okay, well, in
everything.
Lawrence of Arabia, they had guys do that, but they had to paddle.
Yeah, so it just didn't look.
After I
Joke's on
watched
you.
this, I did rewatch because I could, like, in my head, I kept thinking that like Odysseus or Achilles, who he's not in this movie, even though he probably should have been, were it like showed
Was
up.
he not running around?
So Achilles is actually this
in
is we're gonna
Troy?
get into this. So Troy has already happened.
But we see Troy
He-
in the movie.
Achilles is supposed
Saving
to be
it for the next one.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Achilles is supposed to be in the Trojan horse,
Right.
but they never mention that he's there.
I just wonder if we do, but he's not a main character in this movie.
Yeah, it was Elliot Page.
No,
No,
that's
I'm-
no.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
totally
okay. I was just
kidding.
saying. So like,
But what like I went back and rewatched like Jason and the Argonauts because I was like, man, I feel like these characters were in these other movies. They're not. I just the way my brain.
well, have you seen Troy?
Yeah, but that's.
Christopher Nolan was supposed to direct Troy.
Do you know Wolfgang Peterson was supposed to direct instead of that?
Yes, they swapped.
He was supposed to
That's
direct
Batman
versus
Just-
Superman.
Yes.
Wolfgang Peterson
So,
was doing Batman versus Superman.
Wolfgang Peterson got Troy. Christopher Nolan was signed on to it.
Oh, it's
Wolfgang
a-
takes it, and
it's
they
a-
give
it's a
they give Christopher Nolan Batman Begins.
It's a Superman Returns X-Men 3 situation.
But how crazy is that? And then Christopher Nolan goes on to make the most epic, Batman trilogy of all time.
yeah,
And then he comes and gets
what
the
happened to
Odyssey.
Wolfgang?
What?
Where'd
Well,
he go?
I don't know where Wolfgang.
That's what I'm
was.
saying.
But I will say I went back and watched Troy.
How
That
was it?
That was an epic movie.
Does
I
it-
mean, that is a
It is Batman versus Superman, though, right? Like if you
Oh.
look at it, right, Achilles is Superman, and Eric Bana
Achilles,
Except for his heel.
Kryptonite, Hector.
Hector.
Yeah, it's Batman versus Superman.
That is really interesting to think about. But that movie does hold up as far as like the scope and the epicness of
Where,
it. I
like,
mean, it
both
is
of their
a
mother's named Athena or something.
yeah, exactly. But anyway, I just going to see a movie like this, and you look at the box office success of it, that it basically made its budget back the first weekend.
Isn't that wild?
I know they got to make a
I
little
mean,
more.
granted, I feel like with movies like this, I mean, Spider-Man's gonna do it, you know,
Sure.
like stuff like that.
but it shows you people are turning up. They turned up for Oppenheimer, which obviously was a very different movie, but you know, it's Christopher Nolan, and people are coming to see these type of movies where, I mean, they're not going to the theater as much as they used to, but they will show up for something like this.
It's interesting that they don't show up for Supergirl. They don't show up for Masters of the Universe. They don't show up for, what was the other one? Oh, Star Wars.
I think people are kind of sick of
Well,
comic book movies, though, right?
I mean,
Besides-
well, if I'm Marvel, I'm hoping they ain't, because
Well, I do think Spider-Man is a different.
I do.
He's A plus
Yes.
tier. Like they
Yeah.
will show up,
but they show up for Backrooms. They show up for
that's
Obsession.
what I'm saying.
And they show up for
But
this.
they show up for horror. We've established
They
that.
have, but not like
But
that. Not
original-
like those two.
Oh,
Those
no.
those two
Yeah.
are kind of
original horror, and even though this movie's obviously based on an epic poem, it's a very original. You know, the stuff that he's doing, the filmmaking.
Do you think? To me, the draw is him.
Nolan?
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's the. I think if it's
Oh, yeah.
Zack Snyder's The Odyssey. I'm just using that as like.
Oh jeez, you've summoned.
What have you done?
Sorry.
Why did you?
Dear God.
The
You need to-
algorithms are all going off. The
You need to chicken noise.
I
Zack Snyder.
know. You just.
But, like,
you just
I-
got us more bad
Oh,
reviews,
yeah, right,
mister.
right, or good. We'll see.
Depending on what you
Yeah.
say next. Be careful.
I think that Nolan at this point is the draw.
He is.
Oh,
He is.
absolutely.
Doesn't matter what he's gonna do, because like if he comes back in 2 years and says, "Oh, by the way, I'm doing the Iliad," which would be the best thing
I don't think.
ever.
I think he kind of got to do the Iliad. I think the Trojan War scene
Yeah.
is kind of the thing, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
think so.
The Odyssey is the more epic.
I agree.
Story.
I agree. I think it's kind of on
You're
record.
gonna get
that-
the Iliad on HBO Max.
yeah, as a mini
Yeah.
series, which honestly, okay.
Yeah.
Directed by Wolfgang Peterson.
By
Is he around? I just don't even.
I honestly
know.
think he did Troy, and they were like, get out.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, I did it. I made my.
I mean,
big
and that does
movie
show you
and-
the juice that Christopher Nolan has, right?
Right.
Because they don't make. I don't mean like they don't
Sword
make
and
movies like-
sandals.
they don't make these kind of movies because
No.
nobody goes to them. It's like trying to make a pirate movie.
As
right?
of 4 years ago, Wolfgang Peterson will not be directing any more movies.
Oh,
Is he
did
dead?
Sadly, he did die in 2022.
Okay,
Rest in peace.
okay.
Go watch Troy. It's
It's
pretty
funny. There's
legit.
a Batman versus Superman poster in I Am Legend.
Yep.
Like
there
he's
is.
walking through
Mhm.
Times Square, and that was before. But it's the old symbol. It doesn't matter.
But I think you're right that Nolan himself is the draw.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there weren't people sitting at home saying, when is there going to finally be a movie about the Odyssey?
Right.
Oh, there's a new Christopher Nolan movie. When does it open? I'm
That's
going.
exactly
When
it.
are we
because-
gonna get a movie about a book I refused to read in high school?
From 2,800 years ago.
Yes.
Well,
I
because
had to read
look
them both. One was at the beginning, one was at the end.
It was
Now
so it was so long I didn't have time to read the Cliff's Notes or Spark Notes, depending on where you're from.
Cliff wasn't born yet.
Right.
but look how successful Oppenheimer was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People turned out. That shows you. I mean, that proved they were there for Nolan. I
That
mean, it's a
also
great
had-
movie, but no, people were not clamoring for the Oppenheimer.
and,
movie,
and 2 years
right?
before it came out, if you asked people, what do you think this will do in terms of the box office? Well, that's an art house movie.
Right.
But
Oh,
it-
yeah. $1 billion later.
They
Yeah.
also had perfect viral marketing. Like
Well, the
Barbenheimer
Barbenheimer
thing,
thing, that
like
was-
people have tried to
Never
replicate
duplicated
it and will
it,
never
yeah.
be able to
They-
do that
yeah,
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an absolute incredible. Like
Yeah, it's incredible.
the everything about. Like, I'm not going to call it. Calling it a perfect movie puts it in like the echelon of like Jaws and stuff like that. And I don't know that it's.
It's hard
It's
to
as
walk out of
rewatchable.
a movie knowing if it's perfect.
I
But I
told,
think
I
Jaw- I
told
think
someone this was like a 9.8 out of 10. I mean,
100%
it is
agree
as
with that.
close to. What could you really complain about in this
Nothing.
movie? It's,
I do have one complaint, and Nolan does this a lot, and other filmmakers do it too.
it better be only a 0.2 off.
They they over edit their fight scenes.
That is
so you
definitely a
cannot
problem.
see who's doing what to whom at any one
And
point,
you saw it in
particularly when there are
IMAX.
multiple people.
The Jason Bournification
Yep.
of
Yeah.
fight scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way too many cuts, and
Which
too many
is-
ways for that matter.
Which is typically a sign of a low budget movie, right?
Yeah.
Or you have a cast that isn't good
Right.
at the fighting, and obviously that's not what's going on here.
No.
No,
And so,
Jason Bourne is literally in this movie.
and touche. And I will also say it's great in the Jason Bourne movies.
It works really well.
Paul Greengrass knows how to do it,
Right.
and he does it in a way that enhances the fight.
He
scene.
cuts for impact instead
Right.
of cutting
Yeah,
around.
it's a very
Yes.
frenetic.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It's
And
not
so-
Liam Neeson jumping a fence.
No.
Right.
But
And
21
and
cuts
it's,
or whatever.
It's funny, as much as it gets mimicked,
Mm.
it's never been replicated. And
No,
you
I
would
think I think you're right. Paul Greengrass has.
it would be easy to do, but like they never do.
But
They
I'll tell you
always-
what, that shaking camera's been replicated to death.
Yeah.
They can kind of cut that back a bit
But
in
I wish
different movies.
But I
you
wish I
know?
could say to Nolan, you showed us 30 seconds of 1,200 guys running across the beach.
Yeah.
You didn't give us 0.3 of a second of that guy hitting that guy.
It's interesting because so this movie, I thought that the the Trojan War and the fight scenes I thought were good, and I thought they were cool scenes. But the movie to me is so much more about the other stuff.
It
The
is.
emotional
Yeah.
stuff, the character growth, where I guess that didn't bother me. And when I watch it again, I'm going to look for that because I didn't go like,
no,
hey,
you,
that
you
was,
really don't. You get the fight scene on the beach. You get.
And in Troy.
and and also like the fight scene, the one that you would think that they
What about
would,
the ending scene?
that's
thought
what I was
that
going to say.
pretty Cool.
At Ithaca, I mean, but if he would have just pulled back
Yeah.
and let Matt Damon's stunt double beat the shit out of all those guys, like,
Well, maybe it really was Matt Damon doing all the stunts though.
Could have
and
been.
so
No, he
they-
had it was actually a woman was his stunt.
oh, is that right?
Well, for that giant scene.
it was just to troll people.
Yeah.
It was like, take
That
that, neckbeards.
That's funny. That wasn't the giant scene though.
You mean the Cyclops?
Mm-mm. So when they go to the scene with the trees.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so-
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
of Lord of the Rings.
So that is the other again we talk about Nolan and practical effects. So when they land on the island, we're like, oh hey look, we're gonna find food and stuff, and then
Hard pass.
They walk into the forest and then it's a little kid.
Yeah.
And the kid yells, and then these 7 or whatever they look
The
like
giant
giants comes
cannibals.
out.
You could say it. Cannibals.
But so what they did was instead of
That was actually Armie Hammer.
Oh,
I don't know if you know that or not.
well,
Yeah.
Winklevi, he can
Yeah,
play
he was.
multiple
Yeah, he played
characters.
multiple
so-
characters. Yeah.
But no, they used, instead of like CGIing people or whatever, they used forced perspective
Mm-hmm.
and they used 7-foot plus actors
Mm-hmm.
in big armor, and they used a 4'6" stunt double woman
Oh, interesting.
as Matt Damon's stunt double. So it looked like a 6 foot whatever tall and a 12.
Well, they did that with the Cyclops too. Like the Cyclops is a real person in makeup.
It's Bill Irwin.
It's Bill. Yeah, I was like the dad from The Grinch. He's,
Oh, yeah.
he's Cindy Lou Who's dad. In
I'm
The
always
Grinch.
like, he's the shaky guy from Popeye.
oh,
He's
is he really?
Yep.
Oh,
he's Mr. Noodle's brother, Mr. Noodle.
He's Rick Moranis' partner in My Blue Heaven.
yes, he is. Yeah. There was a scene that's I did want to talk about that scene, which is interesting that they don't do it. So in the book, he like when it. What I'm calling it.
Have you
Ithaca.
been reading poetry, Joe?
No, but I do like this was when I loved the Odyssey as a kid. Like
Yeah.
I Sword and Sandals, the Harryhausen flicks. Like I
Yeah.
used to watch that stuff.
Just the homoerotic stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Matt Damon attacks and he asks he says nobody,
Right.
because so when the Cyclops goes to Poseidon is like, who attacked you, and he says nobody. Like that shows how smart Matt Damon's character is. They take that out, which I
Yeah.
thought was interesting. Like,
Well,
why
and
would-
I thought that was a mistake because, and then when the Cyclops is getting killed and they're like, who's killing you?
he says nobody.
He's like, nobody. And they're
Yeah.
like, well, then I guess you're good. And they don't come and save him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then when Odysseus is sailing away, he's like, suck it, bitch. It was me, Odysseus. And then the other Cyclopses,
Yeah.
which is plural for Cyclops.
Yes, correct. You're right.
It's
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Thank
Uh,
you, Mr. Webster.
they're like, oh, well, we're gonna pray to our god and be like, take this motherfucker down.
Yeah.
And then
Which is why Poseidon attacks them.
Where their god is Poseidon.
Yeah.
Which is why he has so much trouble.
Well, the
And-
Cyclops' dad is Poseidon.
yeah. Okay. So
So
like,
it's his father.
so
he
like
killed his
that's
son.
so like his ego
Yes.
is what causes everything. So like, I think there should have been some, even if they don't necessarily keep that story, because I also get like you're hinging the rest of your story on a bit of a dad joke. So like
That's fair.
that's I get the impulse, but maybe put something else in there to show that Odysseus kind of brought all this on himself because
They-
he like couldn't keep his mouth shut.
They take that out from his character a lot.
Yeah.
Like he is kind of cocky. He is very good. He's like, right, he is 100%, that is 100% real, but he does make dumb decisions sometimes in the source material. They also definitely take out any reference that he hooked up with Circe or Calypso.
yeah.
Like they have his children. Like there are children of Odysseus that are out there that he had out of wedlock that they do not
Make
reference.
him a little more likable in this one.
That
Coming
they-
back to Penelope.
It's Matt Damon, right? And he is probably, when you see Matt Damon, you're like, nah, I love that guy.
One of the
Yeah.
days where it'll
You know?
just be like, and they were open.
Right.
Right.
But also in the Calypso defense, like she was wiping his memory every day. He doesn't know who Penelope is until he stops taking the lotus.
By the way, let's just go on record now and say, if you have to be trapped by somebody on a desert island,
Yeah,
let
Charlize-
it be Charlize Theron for 7 years.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And by the way, if your
Poor
memory's
Matt
being wiped,
Damon.
you wake up every day and go, oh my God, I'm here with Charlize Theron.
Yeah. Now those are two different stories in the poem. They've combined two
Yes.
different stories.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not just Calypso feeding him, it's the Lotus people.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
And it's a different island. And so they've, again, did for the sake of
I think
3 hours
I think
time.
that if you're gonna change some things, that feels like one of the ones that's like, that's fine.
No, I think what Christopher Nolan did with the story and still telling this epic tale, but putting it in 3 hours, I
Yeah.
think it worked really well.
No, I think this is it's a masterfully done
Yeah.
movie. Again, growing up, I watched the Sword and Sandal stuff, and it was like seeing that again. It is funny. We talk about like the dark and gritty remakes of things, and I was like, this kind of is a dark and gritty remake of just a Sword and Sandal
not
movie.
Visibly dark though, right? It's very bright.
It is very bright.
Like,
Yeah,
like, a
I
lot
just
of
mean
times-
like
See it
the
all, yeah.
grounded.
but a lot of times movies like this, they hide things in the dark.
This
right?
they do not.
And they
in
don't
this
do
one.
that.
No,
they don't.
Yeah.
Um,
For that kind of money, you better not.
you better put it on screen.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene in Jason and the Argonauts where Poseidon comes out of the water, and you're like, all right, like that looks terrible, but you just go with it.
Yeah.
Um,
And they were also making a kids movie.
100%.
Right? Like they weren't trying to
Yes.
make, a Lawrence of Arabia or even a Cleopatra. Like they were making a kids movie.
and it worked.
Yeah.
Like it worked. Those are fun. Those are fun movies.
So plot wise, I mean, essentially it's post the Trojan War. Odysseus is left to go fight in that. They win, and he's trying to make his way home. But there's a whole bunch of events.
Somewhere
keeps
there was an executive who was like, what if we made it the Magnum War?
Can we get like a sponsorship?
Yeah.
Nolan, do you
that's
need
fine.
another $100 million?
Yeah.
We can make it happen.
He's like, somebody asked him in an interview. They were like, "Is it true you don't have a cell phone or email?" And Nolan's like, "No, I have people that do that.
Yeah.
Like I have people around me all the
He
time."
has a flip phone, I
Yeah,
think, for just
right.
his dumb phone.
But
But no, it's Hoyt van Hoytema is his cinematographer.
has he
who is
always been
great.
his guy?
No, it used to be
Who is that?
Pfister? Wally Pfister?
Wally Pfister?
And then he went and did that Johnny Depp movie, and
And
then
they're like, "Never
heard
mind."
from him again. I guess
dead to me.
Yeah.
But Hoyt's great. I mean, his movies have always looked really good. But yeah, Hoyt's been his guy for a while, and it is a great looking, well lit movie. It looks very natural, like the way that they did it.
It looks
you know
of
what
the
I mean?
time. Yeah, like the lighting inside.
indoor when they're in like Penelope, when they're in the not castle, whatever his
The keep,
his
I guess,
palace,
yeah.
whatever he lives in, in candlelit or whatever. Like you can see it all, but it has that warm, natural looking feel.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the sound in this movie, first of all, I saw it in the IMAX theater, and the volume was cranked up so high.
I bet it was.
It was overwhelmingly loud.
It's a very loud movie.
But that creates a problem because in many of the scenes, I wished I had subtitles
Yeah.
because I could not hear the dialogue.
I agree. I will say I don't think it was like distractingly bad. Like I could figure out what was going on, but there were times when they would say something, I'd be like, I didn't quite catch exactly.
I actually said to myself a couple of times, I don't care what he's saying. It's a cyclops eating men.
Right. That's what I mean. Like I didn't go like, oh God, I totally missed it.
I said in the
but-
group, I heard the dialogue very clearly. Of course, I was seeing the invite,
Right.
It was totally fine.
but I could hear it.
Yeah, all right.
It
It sounded great.
We actually have tickets to see it again at the Omnimax.
I'm curious. I want to
And
see that.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared.
I
I'm a little scared.
I don't think the Omnimax is built for film.
Yeah.
I think it is perfect for like nature documentaries.
Sure.
Yeah.
I saw Spider-Man 2 at the Omnimax.
Wow.
And I didn't like it.
I saw Harry Potter, and it was very close up to their
Yeah.
face. Like,
Yeah.
you have to sit further back if you're gonna. So it's first come, first serve. You don't have reserved seats. So
Correct,
get
yeah.
there early. Sit back further, because if you're in the middle of it,
Okay.
you're gonna be zoomed into some guy's face, and you won't be able to
You
see.
can see the Cyclops.
I saw
junk.
the Queen concert there, and
Yeah.
it was like
That would be okay. I think that would be
I can
all right.
tell you exactly what Freddie Mercury's left nostril.
Right,
looks like.
you gotta sit back. I'm telling you, because the mistake people make is getting in the middle and I'm in it, but like you're so zoomed into just one part of the dome that you really can't see over. So when we go to see those nature ones, and it's still really cool, but we sit towards the back row and you can see the whole thing in front of you and up on the ceiling, but it really is a better view.
Well, when the Odyssey opened, I had forgotten to plan ahead, and so I wanted to
Oh,
see
no.
I wanted to see it in IMAX
yeah,
because that's how he shot it. So on
entirely
the
the first film ever entirely filmed in IMAX.
Right.
Oh, really?
So on the Friday that it opened, I went to the app to look at it, and no show is available until next Wednesday, unless you want to sit in the first 4 rows.
Right.
Now,
Or
if
an
that's
IMAX
not
movie.
that's not a good perspective. You're going to need a neck
Right.
transplant before that's over. And I always try to sit way up and back in any movie because I like to have that perspective of
Right.
everything
The whole thing,
is in
yeah.
my field of vision.
Yeah. No, I think that's smart for
Did you guys
IMAX.
see it in IMAX?
I did not.
No, I did not. I saw it in the Dolby.
Infinity Vision.
Yeah,
More,
what they're calling Infinity Vision now. But it's just such marketing.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
but I saw it at the St. Charles, Streets of St. Charles on their Dolby. So I saw it on a really big screen with
It's
really
big.
good sound.
It's just not the right aspect. That's the
Yeah.
thing. So with IMAX, it's not 4:3, but it's a very tall, and so they do cut off things from the top and
oh,
bottom.
so I
to
can
make
just watch it on my phone.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a
Just
good
as-
phone movie.
Good,
Just
yeah,
as-
perfect.
Just as Nolan intended.
Watch it
people-
on my Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, people are still making those jokes where someone was playing the trailer for it the other day. And God,
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was on a Game Boy or
I
something.
hacked my
there's-
Kindle Paperwhite.
Yeah, it's
The
refreshing it
intended-
one frame a minute.
Intended way to watch a movie.
At least you could control your own volume,
Oh,
Touche.
there you go. Okay,
but you
so-
wouldn't be able to read the subtitles.
No.
Look at,
So here,
look
here's
at Paul over here with the flex. He's got a Kindle with speakers.
So here's
the
the
fancy thing.
here's the thing. It is a very loud movie. I have no doubt that no matter where you watch this movie, it's going to be a little loud. But
Yeah.
I will say, since they fired all the projectionists from movie theaters,
Correct.
I do think when you have a guy like Nolan, who's a filmmaker that cares about all this stuff, I don't think he just threw it out there being like too loud where you wouldn't be able to understand. I think he probably mixed it perfectly, and they send it to a theater where it's a teenager
It just
working
got
the
a guy
concession
hitting-
stand
hitting
and
play.
the projector and hit and play,
Yeah.
and they don't have their levels right, the sound levels, the rear speakers, so I'm not saying I believe you, it was loud for me too, but I bet the way it was intended was not how we saw it at these. If you go to New York at their IMAX or whatever, it probably is perfect.
Yeah.
Calibrated everywhere.
In a theater where they think he might show up.
Right.
They'll,
Yeah.
they'll do it right.
But
But in like a suburb of St. Louis,
Yeah.
like be glad it was in color.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I'm glad it was in focus.
So I told the guys, I think I said this before, I watch everything with subtitles, and I will be glad to watch this again just to get all the dialogue in.
But we watch it with Greek subtitles.
Yeah,
because
I mean, we are
take
fancy.
this
That I gotta
very
tell you,
serious.
I feel like that we should address that a little bit. Is just the absolute ridiculous commentary on this movie. Whether
it's not even worth it.
I just mean,
it's
like,
just-
it's what's funny to me.
it's not real, Joe. It's
I know, but what's
These
funny
aren't-
is like we're not gonna go see it. It's like that's cool.
Good.
We'll make our budget back
Oh, yeah.
on the first
Yeah,
weekend.
this movie's gonna flop, and then it comes out. It is 250
Yeah,
million budget.
yeah,
it makes
yeah,
250, and they go, oh well, there's marketing, whatever. Okay, well wait, stay tuned for weekend 2. It'll be
weekend
like-
2 when it has nothing to go up against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It-
it's a free weekend. For
I'm like,
that.
oh no, I have to go see a movie without a racist sitting next to me. Goodness.
No,
I have to go see a movie where a guy doesn't like it, but he's all for white Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm done
All
with
right.
I'm done with the manufactured outrage. Also, they're like, oh, they got it wrong. This is a
They got it
This is
wrong.
a
Yeah.
story. Do they think that the Trojan horse was real?
Right,
this
right,
is a
right.
This is
story.
historically inaccurate.
It's a
This is not history.
This
Yeah.
is like saying, "Oh, they got the Little Mermaid wrong."
Well, they did.
I know they
Yeah,
did, but
they did.
what I'm saying is like,
But
oh,
also, like,
mermaids
let me
are-
explain
what?
something to you about oral tradition.
Correct.
Now,
Uh-huh.
at first, you're going to think that's dirty. But
sometimes it can be.
well, if you're lucky,
you
you
do
know,
it,
the first couple months of a relationship.
That's why Tevye was so happy singing about traditions.
But like this story has been getting changed
All the time.
since it was invented.
And it wasn't
Yes.
it wasn't written by one guy named Homer.
Right. Like he's just the guy that wrote it down. In the same way Walt Disney didn't create Cinderella
Right.
or Pinocchio.
that's the
right?
thing that kills
Like-
him about the whole remake and whatever thing. And it's like, all his stories were from books that existed.
Correct.
Like he
He
didn't
was the
invent
original
fairy tales.
He was
Yeah.
the original guy to do a remake or
Yeah.
a reimagining.
He was
But,
like,
like,
Snow White,
all
Rudyard
these were
Kipling, Jungle Book.
were
and, yeah.
told by traveling minstrels that would recite them. And
like
so-
Travis Scott.
Yeah, and they would always change them.
Bard.
So these stories have been changing for literally thousands of years.
Yeah, this was it was written down finally, but it wasn't oral telling like you said, and it was a poem that was like in
Yeah.
not
It wasn't
iambic
iambic, it was
pentameter,
not
but it was
that, but-
similar. It had a rhythm because you told the story.
I think it's called like Homeric pentameter. Like,
Oh,
because
really?
Something like
Yeah.
yeah. So but it was told so that it would flow, so you could tell the story with like a
and they would commit it
da-da-da-da-da-da.
to memory.
I do
Yeah.
think that like having Travis Scott do that in the beginning,
thought it was great.
I think is like to go along with that.
Yeah.
Like, they probably know the dude's like a world famous rapper, and then when he starts telling the story, he automatically goes into like a cadence. And was it Tom Holland or
Bum bum bum.
yeah, like he's got
Bum,
something
bum, bum.
going, and then they're just like,
I thought
hey,
it was-
hey, hey.
So
Exactly.
We've heard that story.
Travis
beat.
Travis Scott pitched to Nolan. He said that hip hop is the closest thing we have to like a bard, like a storyteller, like that. Like the way
he
that.
stole that from Dangerous Minds.
Oh, okay.
I'm not buying it.
But anyway, so he cast him, and he did a song for the outro for
Yeah.
the end credits. If
Yeah.
you heard that anyway, but I thought that was cool. But they open it with him telling the story. But that's how this was performed back
Yeah.
in the day. So I
Yes.
thought that was really cool for him to be telling.
I do
the
like
story
that
to open it.
both Telemachus, right? That's Tom
Mhm.
Holland, and Penelope are like, no,
It might be pronounced like Telemachus technically, but Telemachus is what everyone
Telemachus.
says.
That's what they said in the movie with all of their
And by the way, it's Penelope.
Yeah, I do like that they're
It's
both
Penelope.
like, God, I've heard this story. I don't want to hear this story again. Like that's what they were both like.
Is this the one about my father?
Yeah,
I was gonna say
Let's
I
go
know
downstairs.
I was thinking the same thing though when they're like for years and years hearing these same stories. Like
the
I don't
same
want to
story
hear this
over and
but
over
I'm
about how
fine.
great your dad
Yeah.
is, but he ain't here.
Now he's never coming back.
Right,
you know,
right.
Whatever.
I don't know, I think today's generation who's watched The Office like 8 times all the way
That's
through.
not. You're not
they're
wrong.
Like, no, it makes total sense.
Oh, this is a good one. This is comforting.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah,
it. This is my comfort story.
If
About
the
the
Odyssey
death
is your
of my
comfort
father.
story,
Yeah.
you
Well,
have a weird life.
yeah, I was just gonna say like Telemachus is probably like I'm right over here.
Yeah, right.
So
it's like when Must See TV used to have repeats. If you haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet, it's new to
It's
you.
new to you.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so a couple of another technical thing. So we said this was the first IMAX movie completely filmed in IMAX.
Mm-hmm.
They can only film for 4 minutes at a time.
So how does that?
Because the film is so big, and it's like the amount that they can carry before they have to change.
that's wild
over.
to think that
4 minutes.
you
in
can't.
a
I mean,
movie
you can't
this
find a rhythm in
epic.
4 minutes. I
No,
guess you
well,
probably can.
so Tom
I
Holland.
mean,
did you
I
hear?
think we've all
Well,
found a rhythm
we
in 4
can-
minutes.
So did you guys hear this
Four.
Yeah.
story about Tom Holland when Nolan kept cutting?
No.
Tom Holland did not know they could only film for 4 minutes at a time, and he thought Christopher Nolan hated his performance
Oh, man.
because he would cut every
Poor
4
guy.
minutes because he couldn't get in 4 minutes you do a scene or
Yeah.
whatever one time, and he cut, and then he was like feeling really down,
No,
and then
that
finally
sucks.
figured out.
Well, in Holland's probably he's young enough. He's probably never shot on film.
Probably.
Right.
It's always
yeah,
been
probably
digital, where you've got infinite amount of
not. You can go as long as you want.
right.
And
like,
by the
yeah.
way, that 3-4 minute thing is not limited to IMAX. When I was a kid, and my dad had a Super 8 camera.
Sure.
The film in there only went for 3 minutes on a reel.
Sure,
And then,
right.
And then you'd have to get an editor to put them together to have the family 5-inch
Right,
version.
right.
That you could put a half hour together there. In fact, in The Fabelmans, the kid who is Steven Spielberg has to do exactly that. He's going to go out and shoot scenes,
Yeah.
but it can't be a scene longer than 3 minutes because there's not enough film in the camera.
Right.
That's funny.
Now 35 millimeter, I'm pretty sure that's they're bigger canisters, smaller film.
Well,
than
those
an
those
IMAX.
used to be 10-minute reels.
10-minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so so it wouldn't be quite
The little
as-
circle in the upper right-hand corner
The
for the
cigarette
projection
burns,
is
yeah.
That's how you knew when they were swapping. That's
Right.
why.
Oh.
That's why like Three Stooges shorts were referred to as 2-reelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
And so when they send this out to theaters that are showing the 70 millimeter cut of it, they send it in 3 huge canisters, and they have to still assemble it
On
you
a
know?
platter.
Yeah, and they have to put one in, splice it, another one, and then the third one, and it's something like.
I'm surprised there's somebody still there that knows
That-
how to
I was
do
thinking
it.
Well, that's what I
same
mean. The
thing.
theaters that have 70 millimeter have a projectionist,
Right.
right? Like that's what we're saying.
Well, I just saw an interview with everybody's favorite Scientologist.
They're the film industry's equivalent of like the live DJ left. at your radio station.
Right.
With Tom Cruise, and he was
I thought you were
explaining.
talking about Chloe Feynman.
No, unfortunately. They were explaining. He's like talking about VistaVision and like showing that camera, and I was like, man, this is like even the guy who was. He's like, I've never seen one of these, and I do wonder like if there will be this new generation of filmmakers who are going to going back to film, whether because everything that is old is new again.
Sure.
Like oh, vinyl's making a comeback.
Kids have those. I was going to say vinyl.
Vinyl or cassettes or VHS tapes.
like
I'm
it's so dumb.
I mean, it's
if you want
fine.
physical media, like I get
fully
it.
support it.
Get a CD.
It's anything else.
It takes up
I don't
less
see
room.
that. I don't see that Marcus guy who always shows up at the end of the previews before the movie starts, doing his little skits. I don't see him saying, "Yeah, we'll put another $40 million into retrofitting our movies, just for you.
Yeah.
Our theaters
Just
have
for
to
you.
change just for you."
I have to change
If I have to
change back to what we used to have.
If
Right.
I have to see that GD Super Troopers Marcus intro one
I love
more
it.
time.
That's why I don't
if
go
I
to
have to,
there.
if I have to see, I know at the last
I
two
go to
movies I've
AMC,
gone to-
so I'm still getting
Nicole
Nicole Kidman.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
all Super Troopers this month.
So
and,
talking about the IMAX filming though,
Yeah.
the cameras are so big that they couldn't they would block the view of the other actor in two shots, and so they actually used a mirror. Kevin's waiting for me to tell a joke. There's not one coming.
okay.
They would actually use a mirror, and they would act to the mirror so they could because the
That's
camera would block
interesting.
their
That's cool.
view, and so
Okay.
some of those shots they were actually like looking in the mirror.
And
yeah.
not only that, but those cameras make a lot of noise.
Yeah, they're super
and so
loud.
they couldn't be in close on the actors.
Not
They-
this one though. So for this movie, they invented
That's why
new.
that's why it's such a loud movie.
Such a loud movie.
They had to drown out the camera.
So in this movie, in order to film portable in the Trojan horse on the ocean was one of the big ones in the ship, and quiet enough to film dialogue, because that's what they traditionally could not film dialogue with an IMAX camera like nearby. They'd have to ADR or whatever. They invented a new IMAX camera, and they called it the Keeley, named after
the
David.
gal from Ted Lasso.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I think it's David Keeley. He was he just passed away. He was the head of IMAX, and so Christopher Nolan dedicates it to him at the end of the movie.
Oh,
And the
okay,
camera is
okay.
called the Keeley, named after him. But anyway, it's this new camera they invented to develop for this movie, so they could take it around.
You know what? It's interesting. I was thinking about like filmmakers, and like Tarantino still does this. Obviously, does in 70 millimeter. Christopher Nolan. I do think it's very funny that Marvel just announces Black Panther 3, and that's happening. And they've got Ryan Coogler's coming back, which is also wild that this guy just won an Oscar, and Marvel's like, "You want to come back?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll come back." But now he's like, "Yeah, I'm filming this in 70 millimeter." Like he brought out like a picture of like a piece of film because Hall H was last night, and he walks out on stage and he's talking about how they're doing Black Panther 3, and there's a new Black.
He's filming Black Panther 3.
He showed a piece of the
70
like,
millimeter.
like
Wow.
large format, and I think
Okay.
it's hilarious that the Avengers, not in whatever they're gonna do, but Black Panther 3, because Ryan Coogler is
Ryan Coogler.
the Ryan Coogler, and he's an Academy Award
Oscar
winning
winner,
Oscar.
yeah.
Like he's like, "Oh, I'll come back and do it."
Well, we've seen
But-
Sherry. The Russos aren't getting 70 millimeter. Okay.
It is. I
Luckily, they got a camera at all.
yeah, right.
Speaking of
not
Tom
just
Holland,
not
movies.
just Cherry, but like what was that one for Netflix they did?
Oh God, the Electric
The
State.
Electric State. Yeah, and I'm sure they were
I
like,
forgot about it as soon
"Hey,
as I watched it.
Kevin Feige, can we come back and do an
But
Avengers movie?"
to be fair though, those Avengers movies are top rate.
Yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Except for that stupid Bruce Banner head.
Oh, yeah,
Infinity
but,
War.
well, that's one part. But those movies, that's a 1-2 punch. That
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
culmination of 10 years and 20 movies. I mean,
This one's a culmination of 6-7 months or
and
something.
a couple
well,
failed team ups. But
But it is. I think it's wild that they're like, Coogler's back, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm filming it like
Yeah.
this," and they're like, "Okay,
fresh off the heels of Sinners,
Yeah, right.
he's like, "You want me to make another movie?"
I'll
for
make
you?"
another movie for you."
You were talking about the box office, and I'm seeing
Yeah.
the report here. It made $84.5 million domestic this
Jeez.
weekend, which is
Yeah.
a 32% drop.
And just talking about Marvel briefly, like it is very smart of them be like, let's give this a little bit of a breather
Yeah.
before we put our movie out.
Yeah.
And people are gonna go back and see the Odyssey for sure.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man is gonna do what Spider-Man's gonna do, and
My guess is a lot of the repeat viewings on this will be from people who didn't see it on the
Right.
biggest screen.
yeah, probably.
That are like, oh, let's go see it on. And I saw it on a really big screen, and I was like, I'm good. But when I saw the Omnimax that the Science Center was doing, I was like, okay.
If I were
you got me.
if I were to see this again, I would do it. I want to see it in like a traditional, not our mini IMAX,
Yeah.
but like
Limax.
Yeah,
We
our
have
Limax. That's
here,
good.
unfortunately.
I would want to see it in like the real.
oh God,
yeah.
Kansas
IMAX.
City. Let's take a road trip. Kansas
I
City
mean,
has
I'd
a
do
real.
it. I would do it.
Were the theaters full when you went to see it in the
100%.
non-IMAX?
Yeah.
Because I went on a Wednesday at 2:40 in the afternoon, and there was not an empty seat in the place.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
saw
not
it-
all old people like me.
Yeah, I saw it opening day at 2:00 in the afternoon, and it wasn't sold out, but it was very full. I'd say it was 80%.
Yeah, the Draft House is
Yeah.
doesn't like their. It's so weird. Their first run movies usually don't sell out. Their second run, whether it's like Pulp Fiction or stuff
Yeah.
like that, immediately sell out.
The stuff you already know you like.
Correct.
There's been plenty of movies that have.
There have been, but
big
it's
movies that-
rarer than
Yeah.
than not. This one, I went out of my way to make sure I bought tickets early, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that I did.
Yeah,
I mean,
did
this
too.
is
It was like
this is not only a
crazy.
film lovers movie, but also a cultural phenomenon. You know, I mean, this is everyone's seeing this movie.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
You know, I'm just thinking about you saying I'm glad I could buy the tickets early. That didn't exist when Jaws came out.
I
or
know,
The
yeah.
Godfather
Yeah.
or Star Wars. Today, you
Blockbuster.
no longer get lines around the block.
Yeah.
You don't. I actually was flipping through my phone to clear out like pictures, like doubles and stuff like that, and I found a picture of me sitting outside the theater, like waiting to get in to see The Force Awakens, and like that's the last time I remember going to a midnight
Jeez, yeah.
screening.
2015.
Yeah, like it doesn't happen anymore.
Do you remember showing up to see a movie and they'd say sold out?
Yes.
Ugh.
And then you just wait.
That was such a bummer.
We
And
would
you'd see
wait
something
for the,
else.
No, we would wait for the next screening. Like if it was something that
Well,
we wanted
sometimes
to
you
see,
couldn't.
that's true. But
Well,
that's
we've
why
talked about this before.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Shrunk
Yeah.
the Kids. That's
Mhm.
why it made so much money. It opened the same weekend as Batman.
Yeah, and everybody's
if I
like-
took the kids to the movie theater to see Batman, it was sold out. They're like, guess we're seeing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
And it
And
was
it's a great movie.
delightful.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
So Odysseus has gone for 20 years. The Penelope, played by Anne Hathaway, is sitting around waiting for him. Tom Holland, Telemachus, is not quite of age to.
No, he's
take
ready to go,
over.
but he's not ready for it. That's what they keep. That's what Penelope keeps saying. That's kind of what
He's soft.
he saw. Yes. Like that's exactly.
Kids
He's old enough
today.
to do it, but he's not.
Would you see him in that
enough.
fight scene with like the not Tom Hardy? It's the Logan
Marshall
Green.
Yeah, Logan Marshall Green.
He's
yeah.
the not
Tom
Tom
Hardy.
Hardy. It's so funny because in this it seems like such a bit part.
You
I'm
would
like,
think-
he used to be a guy,
But
like-
also in this movie, you've got such high caliber actors
Sure.
who are in the movie for about 3 minutes
True.
a pop, and like you don't think that Christopher Nolan could have gone to Tom
Logan
Hardy
Mar- oh,
and been
yeah.
like, hey man,
well,
you want to come in?
especially
And
Tom Hardy's worked with him
Yeah,
several times.
right,
yeah.
right.
But anyway, that's
you get
funny though.
You get Timu Tom Hardy.
It makes sense though. He probably wanted Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
and then
he
he
was
went to Logan Marshall.
We got a guy that looks
Green.
like him. Does that count?
But when you see that fight scene between Tom Holland and this, like that guy didn't seem like he knew what he was doing, and he still struggled to
Yeah.
fight that guy.
I'm
So
like,
anyway.
hey man, you got weds, bro. What are you
But
doing?
so there's 100 suitors in the palace waiting to court.
they
Penelope.
just keep delaying it because they think that Odysseus is coming back.
Any minute now.
Any minute.
Well,
now.
and I think they've given up hope on that. But she's like, oh, but I'm mourning him, and I need to finish this quilt.
It was like a tapestry.
And she's undoing it every night, so that takes longer.
You know, think it's been hard on you. I've been in the cell phone lot for 20 years.
I feel like Nolan has always been really good. Like he'll throw a twist at you.
Yeah.
So in the scene where they bring the beggar in and Robert Pattinson's like, fuck this guy. Like,
Yeah.
they're being mean to him, and Tom Holland's like, nope, like Zeus's rule is you're kind to all beggars because you never know if
could
that
be a
beggar,
god.
they could be a god.
Yeah.
I saw Beauty and the Beast.
Exactly. Yeah, right. So I thought when they show the beggar initially, and I was like, that's because I know the story, right? I'm like, that's Odysseus. He's gonna be there the whole time.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
Like, good boy.
yeah. But I was like, but given like the amount of twists that he usually does,
You were gonna say like the whole time he's been sitting there.
yeah,
and
like
it's-
we get this scene in the beginning, then it all comes back,
Yeah.
wraps back around, and it kind of does.
But so essentially,
But it was Ben Affleck.
ah, yes.
That's how they get you.
So essentially, all the suitors are hitting on Penelope. She doesn't want him. She's waiting for Odysseus, holding out hope. And Robert Pattinson's getting tired of waiting. And so he essentially, throughout the movie, he's like, I'm going to send some people to mess up Telemachus. And
yeah, because Telemachus is leaving. I got to find my dad.
Yeah. So he's off looking for Odysseus. The suitors are trying to take over. They send people after him. Meanwhile, Odysseus is working his way back home. Again, we've mentioned a lot of the scenes, but there's a Cyclops and there's giants. There's I think that Circe scene on the island is just wild.
The long running thing that people have said is like, let Christopher Nolan do a horror movie.
Yeah.
And
that was pretty.
You got it twice in this. Like, I think the Cyclops scene is very scary.
I don't think it's let him. Like,
maybe
he's gonna do whatever
he could do
he
it.
wants to do.
Yeah, I guess
like,
that's true.
It's not like anyone's like, I don't know.
Do you have one in
Christopher
you?
Nolan.
And then you see these two scenes. It's like, oh yeah.
The scene where essentially
the Circe
if you
scene
don't know the story,
is unbelievable.
She's a witch and people come to her island and she's very much
I
against.
believe they're called Wiccans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she's right though that most of these men are evil and they're coming to kill and pillage and rape and destroy and whatever. So these guys show up and she thinks they're gonna be like everyone else and take all her food. And
when they start eating, and I was like, oh man,
that's the horror movie.
This
Is watching people that haven't eaten for weeks
not even,
on end.
but
just,
like it's not. They start eating, and then it's very obvious quickly that something is not right.
Yeah.
And then as she's walking around, she is like taking their heads and like manipulating them, and literally you're watching it happen.
It's all in camera.
It's all in camera.
It's like the camera move. It's like a Texas
it's circling
switch.
around,
But it's like a Texas switch, though. They show the person, and the camera moves behind, like just
but
to
it's
the
still
other
her
side.
like molding the head
True.
into a pig.
Right, but it moves to where it like goes around her back, and then it's switched to a practical
And
prosthetic.
that we should say at this point, the crew has turned on Odysseus. We're
So
like,
they've been at sea.
this sucks, dude.
But they've been at sea for years, and they've met Cyclops and giants,
and
they're hungry.
Yeah.
They're hungry, and Odysseus is just like, "Trust me, bro. We'll get there. Just we're gonna be good." And they're like,
Is it Hamish? What's
Hamish
that guy?
Patel,
Yeah,
from yesterday,
which I think he's great, and he's great in this.
He's always good, and he's excellent in this. I agree.
I like that he's kind of, he's Judas, kinda, where he's just does turn on the leader of the group eventually. But in this scene, they were just
But it's
they also they held out for
they
a long time.
And I like that they when they go to this island and eventually to the witch who they don't know is going to do all this stuff. Just is ready to go, and they're like, we all voted. You're going to stay back.
Stay
at the
right
ship.
here.
And he's like, is this a mutiny? And they're like, doesn't have to be.
Does he?
That
does he
depends
say,
on you.
Yeah, and I really like that
that's a
line
good
because
line.
they're essentially saying we've put up with your for so long. We're trying to do everything we can to not just like tie you up and leave you somewhere. Like,
right?
don't
Just
fight
stay
us
here.
on this. Yeah.
Okay, Fletcher Christian, you go and I'll stay here.
So they go, and then again, this is all practical. It's kind of if you're listening to this podcast, you've watched American Werewolf in London, like that style.
And you know what it did to Joe?
Oh, it's
as
the
a child.
best. It actually did mess me up.
Right.
And
you've always
now
told that
it's like,
story
it's
that
the greatest thing I've
things
ever. No, it
transforming
was Thriller, which is this. It's the same.
What? I thought you said American Werewolf was the one that a thing transformed.
Thriller.
into
It's
another.
Thriller, but it's still Rick Baker and John Landis.
Okay.
So I saw Thriller like when they debuted the music video while he's turning into a werecat.
I'm gonna need Matt Bosler to listen to every episode of the podcast and see if that's right. Because
No, I caught Bella watching the transformation. We were on vacation
Yeah.
somewhere, and then I was like, "Where's the kid?" So I walked
She is your
downstairs.
daughter.
Yeah, she didn't know what she was watching,
What?
and I walked around the corner as David Naughton is turning into the werewolf, and she's sitting in front of the TV, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Says I'm a pepper.
Yeah, that's right, man. There's a
Nice.
certain number of people
Nice.
that are going to get that
Yeah.
joke, and that's a good joke.
It's just for them.
That's just for them.
Just for them.
I thought the Benny Safdie as Agamemnon casting was weird. I like Benny Safdie a lot. I
but
don't
you
think
don't
he's.
see him enough.
And that's what I mean, though. Like, I don't think he's like typically a big, intimidating character. and he is a name, but like you cover his face the whole time.
Yeah, you
and then,
put him in a Batman
and then when you
mask.
get the half a reveal that it's him for a second, and it's just like, that's Benny Safdie? Like, I don't know.
I think he's buddies with Nolan.
I don't know.
But there are quite a few people
because he's in Oppenheimer.
Oh, true. Yep.
But there are quite a few people who are in this movie who are named, like Lupita Nyong'o as Helen. Does she have 3 minutes of screen time?
I think it's like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, and obviously the Elliot Page thing where he is, they're like he's
in it
Achilles.
for 7, I think, because he comes back later.
Correct.
But seriously, like 5 and 7 minutes, and
If
these are
that.
the controversies of a 3-hour movie.
Right.
I
remember that Judi Dench won an Oscar for being on screen less than that.
Right.
And what?
Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah.
Oh,
and didn't anybody win for network or just get nominated?
the other one is
he's got
Michelle
like one
Williams.
scene.
Is it Michelle
Manchester
Williams?
by the Sea or
In
what?
Network,
Wasn't
the-
she
Yeah,
like,
William Holden's wife.
No,
talking
Ned
about?
Beatty. I said he does the You Will Atone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
the other one is Hannibal Lecter.
yeah, he's got
He's
small
in-
screen
yeah,
time.
he's in it for like 13 minutes,
if
or
that.
something.
But isn't
yeah.
Michelle Williams in a very small portion of Manchester by
Yeah,
the
I
Sea?
mean, she
and
really. I mean, you see her, but she really only has like one big scene.
and that's the
Mhm.
one that
Because I remember watching Manchester by the Sea, and the whole time you're like, "Why is she in this? Like,
Right.
she's so good. Why would you put her in this movie and then not use her? And then you get
And then
that
they
scene,
use her.
and you're
Use
like,
her.
"Oh, I get it now. My apologies."
That's one of those flicks that's like I don't need to watch that ever again.
yes, it's like Requiem for a Dream in
Yeah,
that regard. I
Schindler's
was like, this
List.
is really good, and I don't ever want to go through it
I'm
again.
good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it. But
John Leguizamo out of left field with this
what
performance.
a great
Really good.
I love John Leguizamo. I have since I was a kid seeing him and stuff. But like this, I did not expect.
Yeah,
He's
he
phenomenal.
has had an interesting, like, not so much resurgence, but he's been in stuff. You know, like he was in the John Wick stuff. He was in, what was the other one he was in? Oh, he's in.
He's Bruno. You don't talk about him.
That's true.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
But no,
The
he's
Return
in
of Bruno?
the guest list. No, what's the one with Ray Fiennes and Anna Taylor-Joy?
Oh, he did show up
Menu.
in that.
The menu.
Yeah,
he's in that, and he's great in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he. You know,
I always enjoy seeing him, but you just don't think of John Leguizamo as someone giving like this powerhouse performance.
Yeah.
And so he plays what, like the master at arms or something. He like trained. He was Odysseus' right hand man, and he's training. What's his
Telemachus.
Telemachus, and he's blind at this point, and gotten older. And that scene with the puppy. And then the dog waiting for Odysseus.
That's
like,
a great
holy
like
crap.
there are moments in this movie that are so good. So we see like throughout the movie, obviously Odysseus is trying to make his way back. I almost called him Ulysses, but that's not who it is. I mean, it is kind of, but that's neither here nor there. Where he cuts his leg open, and he the handmaiden kind of sews him back up, and then when he comes back to Ithaca. And the gal is washing his feet. It's the same gal, and she looks at the scar, and she was like, "Whoa!" And he's like, "Shut up! Don't say anything."
Well, that looks like my great work.
Yeah. But then there's also, I think, the scene where Tom Holland figures it out. I think is a brilliant scene where this dog has refused to die. He's laying on a pile of shit and just will not die until Odysseus comes back. Tom Holland's talking to this guy. He's never seen his dad, and obviously,
see, this is the one where it would make sense, right? He's been gone for 20 years. Tom Holland was just a baby when Odysseus left.
Yeah.
So like,
Tom Holland would have no.
he would not know what he looks like.
Telemachus
right?
would have no.
Because
clue what he
sometimes
looks
in
like.
movies you're like, I mean, I know it's been a long time, but like, you can't tell that. You don't remember that's the guy. But for him,
Okay, hang on.
okay,
We live in a world with no photography.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
only people that would really recognize him at this point would be John Leguizamo.
I just
and
felt
obviously
John
the hand-
Leguizamo spent so much time. I know he's blind at this point,
but the
like,
handmaiden recognized him immediately.
but from the very specific clue. Yeah.
But again, like if you live in a world where you're never able to revisit what a person looks like,
Sure.
and they've
Yeah.
been gone for 20 years.
Did they not even have courtroom sketch artists?
definitely
They
had
didn't have-
paintings and
well,
stuff.
the Greeks hadn't quite invented democracy yet, so there was no.
I mean, they had
But I have all this
statues
chalk.
and paintings, and like, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, but have you seen those paintings? Like they
it
weren't
takes
that-
it takes AI.
Odysseus
AI.
had to have had artwork made of him.
but
I
they
think
weren't
he
doing
did.
like photorealistic.
Okay.
It's like a
artwork.
stick. It's a stick figure.
It's a step up from cave drawings. These people were animals.
But either way, yeah.
It wasn't the Renaissance.
And the men,
Yeah.
particularly, literally animals. Swine.
Yeah.
Men are
Yes,
swine.
men are
You see
swine.
how that works?
See?
But also in the poem they tone this down, but Athena casts a spell
Yeah.
that makes people not recognize it.
Well, that
like
and that
Spider-Man.
Yeah, see, it all ties together.
It all ties
But
in.
that all makes sense. But the point is that in this movie, it's not an issue, but especially with Tom Holland, he wouldn't know what he looks
It's
like.
I
So
think
do
the
like-
way they play that scene, both the Matt Damon and Tom Holland, is brilliant. I think them like Tom Holland coming like so they Odysseus walks up, he sees the dog, and the dog realizes who he is, and then just dies.
He held out and waited for him
Yeah.
all those years.
It's kind
and
of
then
a dick move on the dog.
it is kind of a
Yes,
dick move on the
I
dog's
agree.
part. Yeah, like
I'm
hold out for a little bit,
rethinking-
bud.
Rethinking that Evil Dead scene.
I've
now.
missed you for so long. Too bad we'll never have any time together.
yeah, couldn't held out for 5 more minutes. At least got a couple pets and scratches.
Nope.
and
But like,
one fetch, just one fetch.
yeah,
Throw an arrow. Come get
goodbye. Yeah, like Tom Holland realizing that this is his dad, and that they both know they can't acknowledge it because if Tom Holland does anything that could jeopardize the kingdom, he is going to be exiled. So
Now this is under the guise of what had just happened was, again, Robert Pattinson sends out all the bad guys to go kill Telemachus when they're on the road to where are they going?
they're going to see John
Cottleville.
To Cottleville, yeah. Okay.
They're going to see John Bernthal.
Yeah, I just can't remember where they were. They're not in
Are they in Troy? No.
Sparta. Sparta.
Yeah,
That's
where's
where-
Gerard Butler?
Yeah, see?
Where's Michael Fassbender?
This is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not there. Not
I
historically
didn't see
accurate.
12 abs on anybody in the whole thing. So, but they go to Sparta, and and he has this moment with John Bernthal, who was Agamemnon's brother. His wife is Helen of Troy, and the whole thing is like the war was started, but not really over Helen of Troy.
Right.
Agamemnon wanted an excuse to go mess up some Trojans.
Sounds familiar.
So anyway, now Helen is back, and I think the brother scarred her or something.
Yeah, because
they don't get into it too much, but
they scar up Helen of Troy's face. But also I think it's so Helen of Troy's sister,
is Agamemnon's
wife. And she kills Agamemnon
she does.
because they took her daughter.
But men will bitch about soap operas.
I know.
Yeah, right.
I know. You're totally right.
So Agamemnon, in order to get good wins, sacrificed their daughter.
yes.
Just
Is
threw
it
her
their
to the
daughter? Oh, I
ocean.
thought it was just her daughter. But I guess it
Oh, I
could be.
thought it
It
was
could have
his
been their
daughter.
daughter. Okay,
But
that's
yeah,
fair.
he did that for good wins, and that's how people used to sacrifice people willy-nilly to get
Yeah.
favors for
Can I
whatever.
get good crops?
Yeah. So in the story, what's interesting is that they give Odysseus on his journey a bag of wind that will, let them sail home in the perfect
You're a
direction.
bag of wind.
And the only, and again, these stories, these
If that's
fables,
not the name of a podcast, it damn well should be.
Yeah.
Trademark real spoilers. That's ours.
But of course,
Reclaim it.
these stories are all about, like teaching a lesson, Aesop's fables, all that type of stuff, right? So the whole thing is, here's the wind for your journey. You'll get home with it. The only thing is you cannot look inside. And all his crewmates, like the Hamish Patel, this is not in the movie, but in the poem, they're all like, you got to be hiding treasures from us. You're trying to, they're all like turning on him and everything. And they're almost home, and they can see They can see Ithaca, their home, right there, and the guys open the thing, and it sends them in the wrong direction.
Idiots.
Right. So it's like the lesson of like trusting people and blah blah blah.
Right.
But anyway, so they do all this stuff. The gods are helping them and watching them and helping them on their journey. In this movie, we really only see Athena.
Okay, so
This is what I want to ask about. If you think what we
I don't
see
think
really
it-
happened, or
I
if it
think what we
was-
see is really what happened. I don't think that's Athena.
That's
I
what I
know-
mean. Is he seeing her as Athena? Is it really Athena? Is
So
it a
we
form
see
of a
we should
human?
say like when they get to
They definitely tone down the magical and the
They
mystical
definitely
stuff.
do.
And
Yeah.
so I took Athena as like it's just kind of in his head.
that because
That
we
was
see,
my
we
interpretation.
see
which I think is why it opens with the phrase "in a time of apparent magic."
Yeah.
yes
Like he's not saying that the Greek gods are real, but he's saying
People
things
believe
happen
but they do go to hell.
that could look like that. Well, they go to a place that they perceive as hell.
Hey,
But aren't they
Yeah.
all seeing the zombies kind of rise up and talk to them? Aren't they all? Isn't the entire crew seeing
I
that?
take it that really happened.
Yeah.
So like there is
Yeah.
Saw a bunch of
something.
dead people.
Yeah.
But I think with Athena, we see while they're attacking.
Zendaya plays Athena.
Correct. Also in the movie for 5 minutes
Yeah.
tops.
But so throughout the movie,
She's very busy.
she
Yeah,
is.
she
very
is.
busy.
Yeah.
That's
she's in
true.
a lot of big movies. But so Odysseus sees Athena throughout the film
Yeah.
on his journey, and you're not quite sure what's going on. And it essentially all comes full circle to when you see Troy and what happened with the Trojan horse and all that.
There's a girl that has her head chopped off that is Zendaya.
But so that with the way they show it though is his soldiers bring out this girl, they're holding her down, they're going to behead her, and then you see the statue of Athena fall and tumble. And I don't know if that's symbolism or if it's a cut and they really did kill an innocent girl, and now he is guilty and sees her as Athena.
I think it's that because.
You think they really did kill an innocent?
Yes, a million percent I do.
Just a woman? Okay.
Because they say, like, I think that's part of he's atoning for that. Like, I think he even says he's like, they killed everybody.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of broken by this war.
It's some PTSD.
Yeah. I think.
But
you see them, like, you see the soldiers dragging people out of houses and
for sure. It's just interesting because when I saw
drag in this movie, too. Oh my god!
So when I saw the movie, I was trying to interpret that, and they show the girl who is Zendaya coming out. And they go to cut her head off, but then you see the statue of Athena fall.
I think it could be Athena, and maybe even Athena taking the form of that girl.
And that's what I wonder, because that's the whole thing behind Zeus's law, is that you have to welcome everybody, because it could be a god in disguise. And so I wonder if that woman was Athena,
could be,
as a human for real.
Yeah, it could be.
That's why he sees her like
that. No, I don't think. You think the person they killed was Athena?
In a human form, because that's the whole Zeus's law thing.
I think it was a separate girl.
Okay.
And Athena is taking the form of that girl, being Zendaya,
to like haunt
Odysseus.
Okay.
I took it was just kind of his guilt manifesting itself.
Sure.
In this,
it's the top spinning. Nolan's always got to do this to us. He cannot answer.
I think that's the whole point. Like, there's obviously there's crazy monsters and stuff in this movie. And so he's trying to have it both ways. And I think effectively, I don't mean that as an insult. Normally that would be an insult. Of like, is this real? Is this just kind of maybe
I guess that's true.
We remember things looking back? Like when people talk about how, like, well, there were something kind of like vampires back then people had anemia and they needed blood. Like, but it's like they weren't really like Dracula.
It wasn't Lestat.
Right.
You know?
But there was something adjacent.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the thing with the whirlpool with the monster, the weird rock monster?
So
thing that slipped into the cave?
So Circe, in the story, he stays with Circe for a year and gets her pregnant, and then Circe ends up giving him the directions to get to the island of the dead, is basically what that is. But I think Circe says, look, you're going to have to make some choices, and you're going to have to sacrifice some people, because that's the only way. Either you sacrifice,
either some of you die or all of you die.
Right. It's a trolley problem.
Yeah,
it's like between a rock and a hard
place, which is where this comes from.
Yeah,
but this shows how clever Odysseus is. You're talking about in the poem, it's more, you see more of his cunning and how smart he is. This is one thing he does. So they're sailing, and you see the jet ski whirlpool, sans jet skis,
right?
But and he essentially says, "Oh, we have to
ride a jet ski on sand." Kevin, come on.
So he essentially says, "Oh, we've got to go through that whirlpool," and then Hamish Patel and the guys are like,
"No,
you
way.
Are crazy!" And so he really tricked them though, because he didn't want to try to do that. He wanted to go around it, but he knew they never would.
He wanted to go through the rocks,
and so they direct. And then meanwhile, this creature comes out of the rocks, and it looks like a rock.
It's Rocky.
It's rock. Yeah, it's a time.
Amaze.
Yeah. But anyway, these things are grabbing guys, and again, he really filmed people on wires getting flung up.
Yeah,
it wasn't CG. Like any other director would be like, that's going to be CG.
The rock monster is CG. It has to be.
No, he got a real rock.
Monster. Yeah. But what I'm saying though,
it's a union thing, Joe.
But the people, his crewmates on the ship, were on wires and really got flown through the air, being picked up by this supposed rock monster, which is just crazy.
George Miller on second unit.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Got it.
Where was Dweebus McGuitar?
Yeah,
I forgot that weird. He's got a weird. You know all the Mad Max characters. Yeah. Nebulous.
You mean the guy that plays guitar?
The guitar guy. He's got a weird name.
But yeah, so this is where they go to the island.
Anti-hero.
That's exactly right. They go to the island of the dead, and
the scene was haunting.
Oh man! Again, like he's getting some horror elements in there. I was like, I would love to see. You tell me that Christopher Nolan's gonna make a 3-hour horror movie? I mean,
So
like,
Couldn't handle it.
yeah.
Odysseus is carrying a lot of guilt of the people that he's brought on this journey and betrayed and lied to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the whole thing is about he's trying to get home, but does he deserve to get home?
Correct.
And so one of the things he does early in the movie, 20 years earlier, whenever he's bringing men to go fight the Trojan War, because Agamemnon is making him, it's like either you fight with me or you're going to die. So he's enlisting the help of people, and to make it fair, he had them draw straws.
Yeah, but this is where we get the idea that Robert Pattinson's a bitch.
It is.
Yeah, right? Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
because he ends up tricking his. It's not a. It's his brother?
There's
Is Elliot Page his brother?
I think so.
Were they brothers?
I think so.
So I think in the story they're like a handsmaid or maybe like a servant to Robert Pattinson's character, but I'm almost positive that in this one they're brothers, and Robert Pattinson picks the one that's going to send him, and Sinon,
the other kid takes it. Sinon?
Sinon. They like Robert Pattinson's character tricks Sinon into taking his stick, and Odysseus recognizes what he did, and he's like, rather than disparage your family, we're just gonna run like this, but like don't ever forget, like I know what you did. And then when so Sinon is left outside of the Trojan horse, and all of these, the
so
Trojans
Odysseus did not fill him in on the plan, and the supposed reason was so that when they are questioned,
they can't have an answer
by the horse. Sinon does not. They can't tell he's lying. They can't. You know what I mean? They truly said, "Hey, this is a gift to them," and he didn't even know they were in the horse.
And the Trojans end up killing Sinon in front, technically.
Sinon,
in front.
Sinon.
Sinon. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Killing Sinon in front of Odysseus.
Isn't that the name of a cult?
Or a car.
Yeah.
So when they get to the island of the dead, Elliot Page pops up and it was like, hey, bitch.
Sinon, a Greek soldier and the son of a servant of Antinous, who was recruited as a child to be raised to serve as a soldier who would reach adulthood upon Greeks' arrival at Troy.
Correct.
Sinon is not in Homer's original poem, and his story was borrowed from Virgil's Aeneid.
Oh, okay.
So
I think in this they're brothers though.
I don't know. Either way,
I took it as them being brothers.
Yeah, but so he hands, like, as Sinon is dying, he gives Odysseus his little
the straw that he drew or whatever
stick to keep with him. And
but why Robert Pattinson was supposed to go and Sinon takes his place?
No, Robert Pattinson tricks him into taking his stick. He's like, no, here, you take mine and you'll be okay. And that it's just adding to Robert Pattinson being a bitch.
For sure.
Like when
that whole ending scene. When he's
it's like if Katniss sent her little sister.
Yeah, exactly.
But like that whole ending scene when they're fighting and he's like hiding behind the pillar. He's like, get the swords. Yeah. Get the shields.
He's such a worm. But okay, anyway, so he sees Sinon and basically was like, you lied to me and this, that, and the other.
And he was like, you could have told me the truth. I would never have lied. I would never have betrayed you. And he's like, I hear you, bud. But
can never be sure.
And in this scene, apparently, I think Achilles is supposed to be in the. Achilles dies here. I think he died, right? Isn't it? I'm almost positive in the story, Achilles dies.
In Troy.
He does, right?
He cuts his heel. That's his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
And then they shoot him up with arrows.
Right. So he is in. He's supposed to be part of the dead.
I would guess because he's dead.
Yeah. And then Agamemnon
should have been Brad Pitt just for that scene.
Yeah, but
wouldn't that have been
it's
interesting casting.
With the cast of this movie, you could have done it.
I love the fact that there are so many famous people in this movie because
reminds me of like the Towering Inferno.
But there are so many characters to follow.
Yeah.
That like if I couldn't remember a name, I was instantly like, oh, okay, it's Elliot Page.
Yeah, right.
I remember this person.
Yeah.
Where if they had hired an actor and like, look, I'm all for unknown actors getting work, but in the movie like this, it can be so hard to keep track of who's who.
That's a really good point.
And so it's so nice to just instantly be like,
oh yeah,
okay,
it's Peter Nwongo. Got it.
I know who this person is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Samantha Morton was Circe, and just
She's
her
great.
performance was really good.
She's so good. So they basically, I think this is where they say, they kind of, what is it?
So
I also
Odysseus,
feel like I should point out that I made it through the movie without peeing.
Not the podcast,
but
though.
not the podcast. Yeah.
But so Odysseus meets up with
Agamemnon.
He's there in the dead, and
I can never say it.
He did
Benny
dissect-
Safdie.
Well, so it's funny because after the Trojan War, everyone's the whole armada's going one way, and Odysseus is like, I think we'll just go around the other way. And at first I'm like, well, that's the dumbest thing that's ever happened.
Was it?
But then you see they all died, so I guess he did make the right choice.
This is also good advice if you're ever in an active shooter situation. Wherever you see the crowd going, go the other way, because the active shooter is looking for a target-rich environment. So
you're not wrong.
A little tip
at all.
Little tip for you.
Not wrong at all.
So after the whole dead scene, he makes it home and he finds out that
he ends up with Calypso.
Well, he does end up with Calypso. She's feeding him lotus flowers.
To
It's
keep him-
Charlie's
keep him
blonde. So
It is true, though.
It all makes sense that he would,
It's
for 7 years, stay behind.
Had a good point.
When they talk about it taking 10 years for him to get home, 7 years with Charlize
With Charlize
Theron.
Theron,
It's part of that 10 years. So it's really only a 3
Yeah,
hour
yeah.
cruise.
right.
So
I washed up on shore, and this literal goddess took me under her wing.
he finally
Also, she had twins
with him
with Odysseus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
So-
have twin boys.
So he finally starts remembering. He says, "I'm trying to remember." It's coming back to him.
I also do like that she is kind of like, oh, fine, I'll let you get your memory back.
Well, she was like, "I was always going to eventually."
7 years later.
Eventually, I was going to.
That dick
and
was
then
good.
One thing led to another.
Kept around for 7 years.
So he makes it back and he finds out that everything's in disarray and
Yeah.
and that Tom Holland went to go find him,
Right.
and he knows he's in trouble because the suitor's going to be trying to kill him. So he meets up. He ends up as like a beggar. He says he's just some random dude. But Tom Holland's about to die. All the bad guys are disguised
they're
as
in
priests.
they're at a what? It's
an
almost
altar of-
like an altar to. It's not Zeus. I think it's
I
think it's
can't remember.
Athena.
Is it,
I think
well,
it's Athena.
It's at one of their
These guys
shrines,
attack him, and this beggar's like, "I got you."
Yeah,
And
he
he does go
kicks everyone.
full Jason Bourne. and
Totally.
and I do think it's funny, the fact, and I believe it in this story, like that Tom Holland, like, okay, if some guy just saved me from getting killed by 10 guys, I would be like, oh God, thank you, you're amazing. And he's like, oh, you're pretty good for a beggar. And I'm like, dude, the dude just saved your life from 10 people, and you're literally just like, oh, not bad, old man.
Not bad, pretty good. You're pretty good,
But he's
guy.
like a prince.
Kids today.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It is funny to look at this and how like Tom Holland and John Bernthal are going to have 2 hit movies together, and Zendaya
I know.
are going to have 2 hit movies back to back in what?
Yeah,
3
good
weeks
agents.
apart.
Good
yeah.
agents.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, so Telemachus and Odysseus, they make it back home.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "How do you know? I'm looking for my father." And then Odysseus, as Sinon, he takes the name of Sinon to kind of,
Which Robert Pattinson hears that and he's like,
but he's like, I knew your father. I was with him. He is alive, but he's waiting until the time is right to come home. And
Right.
They get back home. They see the dog thing, and then Telemachus is like, "Wait a minute."
yeah, and they have
That dog told me he was waiting until Odysseus is back to die.
It's a great exchange where they both know
it's really
they
good.
can't say anything. And at this point, I think Penelope and Telemachus kind of have a throwdown where she's like, I don't have a choice anymore. Like, this has to happen.
Robert Pattinson has gone to Penelope
Mm-hmm.
and has been like, I see you unraveling that every night. He's like, all these guys want to take the throne. None of us are just like, pick me and be done with it. Send them away.
Right.
And so she knows her time is getting shorter to where this guy knows is on to me. Oh, and also, what's her name? Pearl is in this movie.
Oh, Mia Goth.
Like, she's another big actor of recently,
Yeah.
and it's like she's just
and
handmaid.
she's hooking up with Robert Pattinson.
and so she has
she's
told
delivering
him
information.
that she's
Yeah.
unraveling the thing.
I
And
do
so-
like that. I thought it was interesting that they just keep her around. Like, once Penelope realizes, once Anne
know,
Hathaway
wouldn't you be
realizes,
fired?
I'd be like, kill her.
Yeah, but you know what? She's got to say that remark to her.
That's true.
She's got to say that
Yes,
line. Say
yeah.
the line.
Yeah.
Here's another part of this
roar.
whole thing at the end. When Robert Pattinson, who by the way, I thought he was terrible in this movie. He chewed the scenery so much in every scene he was in.
It's interesting. I thought you're right, but I felt like it fit.
It was a good smarmy.
I feel like he was a good
D-bag guy,
smarmy little
yeah.
jerk.
It was over the top for me. But after he says to Anne Hathaway, Penelope, choose me and just send the others away. So 99 other guys who've been waiting around for years are going to go, oh, it's him? All right, I'm out of here.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess so. I guess
because
it's
I
not
guess
for me.
any of them could have just taken her if that was their goal. I mean, there was a lot of people there,
Yeah.
but they literally are waiting for her to choose someone.
But where do they go? They live on this island with
Yeah,
these other
for-
people. The rest of their lives is like, look, here comes another one of the guys who didn't get chosen by the queen.
Oh, ha.
What a loser.
Yeah. Walk of shame.
Yeah,
but
right,
just
right.
walk back. So okay, so now they're back. They've got a plan.
So they say that there's the bow. Odysseus had a bow, and only he could string it, and only he could pull the trigger, the reed, right?
string.
Yeah.
Boom.
Great.
Those
Like,
are really cool. That's the other thing. This movie's loud, but the sound mixing's really good.
yeah. But also
like the
that
sound
is-
effects during the fight scenes and all the.
It's Captain America picking up Mjolnir, like
Yeah.
when he
Dude, that
strums
was
the
a
bow.
cool moment.
Yeah.
The look on Robert Pattinson's face. Talk about
Yeah.
you didn't like his performance, but man, when he hears that noise,
So
because they're all like whatever, and they hear it and they're like,
yeah, Penelope says, "I will do this. This will determine it."
You know what? She finally, because she doesn't want to pick any of them, and she knows.
Oh,
none
you
of
know
them
what?
Can
She
do
does
this,
have that
right?
sit down with Odysseus. Odysseus is sitting there getting his feet washed, and they're talking.
But
and
she doesn't know it's
yeah, and
Odysseus,
Odysseus
yeah.
basically says, "I don't know that doesn't say I, but like he doesn't believe that he should come back." And they have this, and that's the one that pushes her over the edge, where she sets up the like the challenge.
Well, she's setting them up with an impossible challenge.
Yes,
She
'cause
knows
only
none of them
he
can
do
string
it.
the bow, so she's like, just string the bow and fire it through 12 axes, and you'll be good.
Isn't that whole thing is like a production company's?
Yeah.
Is
I
it
can't
is
remember.
it Artemis?
I can't remember what it was.
But there's a production
Right,
company
yeah.
that
that's
has
true.
The
Yeah.
intro where he shoots both
through the
yeah,
axes.
That's it.
I think it is Artemis.
And now he will sue them.
I know,
Yeah.
right. So yeah, all these people are trying to do it. None of them can do it. And finally, Robert Pattinson's like, "This is dumb." And he was like, "Actually," and we hear a voice in the background that says, "I haven't tried. I'd like
And
to
then
try."
they're laughing at him, and of course he's just a beggar, right?
And I do like that he psychs him out a little bit, where he's like, "Oh, I can't do it," and they're like, "Oh, look at this loser!" And then just out of nowhere, he turns it the right way, boom, bends it down, and then strums it.
So cool. Ludwig Göransson does the score, as he's done in many Nolan films recently, but he's won like 3 Oscars in the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's phenomenal, and the score is great in this. He only used period appropriate
He did.
instruments
Yep.
that do not exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He had to create the
But we
instruments.
couldn't cast all Greeks.
Yeah. but seriously though, the fact that they wanted it to be appropriate, there was no orchestra, there was no
Yep.
traditional like string instruments, whatever. It was all these different, like, I don't want to say didgeridoo, but man, like these wooden things that made those kind of noises, and they didn't even exist, and they had to read books and recreate them from descriptions and pictures. And,
I love that kind of stuff, but I can also see somebody on the production be like, "This motherfucker!" Like,
Well,
gosh.
no, it's every other filmmaker
All right,
who's
that's
a
also
composer
true. Yeah,
going,
yeah, yeah.
"Oh, son of a, why did we even try?"
Hans Zimmer's like, "What?
Yeah.
Come on, man!"
But it's like, you don't think they're going to give Ludwig the Oscar
Of
for
course they
creating
are.
the instruments for the. But anyway,
The guy who owns Harpsichord Center.
yeah,
was
it's like,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is my time.
God
This is-
dang it!
I've been waiting on this.
But anyway, so they created the instruments, all of period appropriate. It's a great score, and
Right.
it makes it feel more of the time, because they would have heard people would be playing music using these type of instruments. And
Well, this is the big fight scene,
This
and the
is-
problem is Tom Holland, Telemachus, cannot attack anybody in here, because if he does, he will be excommunicated and put into exile. So Odysseus is like, "No sweat, bro. I got you.
I got you,
I
yeah.
got you.
I
And
got you, fam.
I got you, fam."
because Odysseus does not feel he deserves to come home.
Right.
So him getting excommunicated,
Doesn't matter.
I don't.
But
deserve-
also, there's a line earlier in the movie where he and Penelope are like, "What would we do?" And like, "We just sail off into the sunset,
Yeah.
baby."
Well, she says instead of going to fight for Agamemnon, we could run away,
Yeah.
where no one will ever find
where
us.
where
and
would we
we'll-
go? And like into the sun, basically. So he kills everybody.
It's
great.
it's badass.
It's and like they do a good job of like building these guys up, these bad guys that you want to see them die. You know,
that one guy that was kicking the dog and fighting with Telemachus and almost kills him. I'm like, that
Robert
guy's
Pattinson's buddy.
No, yeah, I'm like, that guy's got to go. You make a character that's gonna kick the dog and
he's the
try
like
to kill the
yeah
main
yeah
character.
tell him you tell
yeah,
him buddy
yeah,
you
it's
tell
like
him.
that guy's gonna go. Didn't he like shoot him in the throat?
Shoot him
with
in
an
the, shot him in the
arrow?
throat with
Like,
an arrow.
MacGrubered him.
He did
Yeah,
MacGruber him.
some
That's exactly
throat
right.
ripping.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
throat ripping. So they win, and
So in the poem, is it Athena or the other gods are more invested? And I think because you're like, how is Odysseus going to kill 100 dudes? But I think he had the gods helping him in his fight, which this is not really shown because again, it's like, are they really real?
But he doesn't have to kill 100 of them because he gets through like a couple
Well, some of
dozen.
them do.
He gets through a couple dozen,
what?
and then the other guys are like, nah.
Yeah, well, I think he kills more than that.
He
but
does.
but
But
the
I
point
think
is,
they realize that this is Odysseus. That's why they're bowing down to him.
Yes.
right? But that's what I'm saying is like when you see him kill 10 dudes. You take the knee. I'm like, how many red shirts are gonna keep flying at him? It's like
As many as possible.
but it's like I think that after about 5 or 6,
yeah,
you go,
he's actually, there's a moment, I think he's getting surrounded, and then they kind of stop fighting one at a time, and they're like, uh-oh.
So Telemachus is up with Logan Marshall Green.
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
And because Robert Pattinson's like, where's the weapons? Where's
Yeah,
the
get the
weapons? And he's
weapons!
like, they're locked up here. He's like, oh, get them. And so anyway, John Leguizamo locks him in there so he can't get out. And so he ends up like taking an axe to the floor.
Yeah.
And he starts dropping in spears and shields and swords and all that. And meanwhile, Telemachus is up there. And again, I do think it shows how ill-prepared Telemachus is because it's like, you can't take on this one dude that doesn't seem... I mean, he just seems like a servant guy. He's not a warrior or anything. He's just some dude.
Just a dude.
But anyway,
He's got an upgrade.
yeah, there you go. Maybe he did have an upgrade. So he eventually does. Telemachus kills him.
Yeah.
And he
then-
drops down
like a sword or something, and Odysseus picks it up. And
I don't know if it was the sword
It's-
of
it's-
Ithaca. If it
Oh,
was-
I don't know.
was it
It's
the-
Excalibur.
It's Excalibur. That was-
It is.
All
it
these
is-
epics are the same story.
Look at it, yeah.
It is the moment when he picks up the sword. The other guys around him are like, "No thanks. That's a hard pass for me, bro." And
the power of grace.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they all take a knee, and then Odysseus ends up killing Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
And then Telemachus takes the crown.
I like that he had like this final conversation with him before he killed him.
Yeah. He's like, "You killed my dog."
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Telemachus takes the crown. He is going to rule over Ithaca, and Penelope and Odysseus
Well, at this
sail
point,
off in the sunset.
Odysseus
you think
has
he's
been
gonna,
shot
yeah,
up.
You did. I was like, oh, yeah, well, of course.
And it's like it's kind of like he got his
redemption.
He got his redemption arc, and so you're like, if he
How
does,
about the fact that he has 2 arrows sticking out of his back, and then in the next scene, there's a bandage around his neck?
I did think that. I was like, yeah, bud, where did that come from?
Yeah.
but I did think,
Say,
but he was shot in the
Penelope
front.
gave him a hickey.
Yeah,
That's true. I was
Oh,
like, I
That's-
can't show
yeah,
this.
they made
That
it
Anne
up.
Hathaway.
It's a
Yeah.
professional. I mean, if Anne Hathaway is going to give you a
but he was shot up all over the place, and so you do kind of think he's gonna die. But what I like is in the next scene, they do that head fake thing where it's like Telemachus and Anne Hathaway, Penelope, and they're walking around. And you're thinking like, oh god, they're gonna go.
I thought they were going to do it like a Viking funeral.
They're
like,
right,
yeah.
right. But then you hear the conversation where he's like, she's like, you can't die, you can't leave me. He's like, not dead, excommunicated or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they sail off on their little plan, and
He has to leave. He's been exiled, and they leave together. And
By the way,
that's-
he gets shot multiple times. He's got arrows sticking out of him, and yet every other guy who's been shot by one arrow instantly dead.
that's how
missed
strong
all the
those,
vital organs.
Yeah, that's how strong those arrows are.
Yeah.
But I do think he's supposed to have the gods helping him. That's in the story. That's why normally you wouldn't believe he could possibly do that
Sure.
and survive it. But the gods, because of all the stuff Odysseus has done, and because he understands the error of his ways, and he's tried to make good and all that, like they've given him.
Athena kind of gives him the.
See,
the
I
old-
don't believe any of that. I think it's the movie good guy versus movie bad guy. John Wick, one bullet kills a guy. John Wick gets shot 4 times, lives on.
He's got bulletproof clothes.
But in this,
all right.
but you saw guys turn into pigs. Like in this world, you can't play by human normal rules. Like there are things
I understand.
happening that you know what I mean. Like
I've seen movies where the heroes get hurt and still live.
yeah.
I saw Die Hard.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like in those movies, you normally would be like, okay, come on, it's a movie, but they'd never survive. But I do believe in this world of supposed magic. I mean, there is stuff happening. You saw rock monsters, pigs, whatever. So like, to think that he could survive with the help of the gods. You saw Calypso. I think that there's, like in this world.
I think Tom
it's-
nailed it. He does a perfect job of walking that line
Yeah.
of like,
Is
are
there-
there gods?
Yeah.
Like, or is this just like a metaphor? And they do a pretty spectacular job of getting that across. This is incredible. This is going to win all the awards. I don't know how it doesn't. I think if you're going to see it on the biggest format you can see it on.
this is one that I think see it in the theater.
Yeah.
If you have the chance. I mean, it's going to
Yeah.
be out there for a while. I mean, it's great to see it in IMAX if you can. There's just not that many theaters. But like,
how many do we have here? 2 that are like.
We have one IMAX and one Omnimax.
is Regal has a IMAX?
I thought there were 2 IMAXs.
Not right by us, but I think there's one O'Fallon or past Wentzville.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know. There's
okay.
something. But anyway, they're hard to come by. But like, if you don't see it on IMAX, I think just seeing it on the big screen with the sound and the picture and the epic scope of it, it is something like a Lawrence of Arabia or a Ben-Hur, or it is that level, and you just don't have filmmakers doing it anymore. Denis Villeneuve with Dune, Christopher Nolan certainly.
I mean, Tarantino does it, but not like when Tarantino does it, it's not at this scale.
Epic, right?
No.
Like, I mean, he makes great movies,
Yes.
but he's not doing
It's not what he does.
It is not what he does.
And this is a dying art form, and these guys are keeping it alive and trying to pass it to the next generation. And
Yeah, and I also think it's worth checking out other versions of this. I think Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is the Odyssey.
that's great.
There's
Ulysses.
one with
Midnight Run.
His Midnight Run.
He's trying to get home to Los Angeles.
He is trying to get home to Los Angeles. That's true. There's the Armand Assante one that was like a mini series. Then I think the Ulysses.
The
Ray
monsters in that were from the Jim Henson Workshop.
Oh, were they really?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, interesting. And then there is an Italian version with Kurt Douglas.
Oh.
Kirk Douglas plays Ulysses.
Oh, Ulysses
or
from
Odyssey.
the 50s.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
That is this. Like they don't call I don't know why they didn't call him Odysseus. They called him Ulysses, but
Do you think there was somebody at the movie studio, some exec who was trying to be really impressive, who tried to talk Nolan into making this in 3D? But you can have the arrows coming right at us.
you know that's a thing.
No one says, get out of here. with
Yeah,
that
I'm not doing your
shit."
3D. What do you
When
think
the
this
Hydra
is?
comes down and eats the men off of the boat.
Yeah. What do you think this is? Clash of the Titans? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is incredible. I think this is one of the ones I was looking forward to the most this summer, and it delivered in all that you wanted it to.
It's phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
So I guess that's that. Let's go around the table and everyone can say where to find them.
This is Paul. You can find me on harrisonline.com.
This is Joey. You can follow me on the Twitter at Joey Butts, BUTTS21, and on Letterboxd and all other socials at the same.
This is Kevin. You can follow me on Twitter at Kevin R. Brackett.
And this is Tom. You can find me on Blue Sky and Threads at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or on Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online at facebook.com/Real Spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group. And of course, don't forget our Patreon. $5 a month, all sorts of bonus content, ad-free episodes, and we like you extra. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, Penny refuses to marry Everett.
Twice, 'cause we already warned you. Better watch out.